The quake's epicenter coming just over 20 kilometers off of the Sunshine Coast, and the CBC's Sarah Galashan joins us now outside of CBC's Vancouver newsroom because I understand you had to evacuate that newsroom. How strong was it? Tell us about it.
We felt it, Andrew, and I have felt earthquakes before, and for me, this is the strongest one I've ever felt. And I'll just say I was in the makeup chair, and that's why I'm wearing this cape. And I'm keeping it on to stay dry because there's a little bit of a rain here. But yeah, we could feel it. And at first you thought, what is this? And then you realize quite quickly, this is an earthquake, and it kicks in, and I went and stood under a doorway, and the makeup artist jumped under the desk, and everyone in the newsroom similarly. And then as per our policy, we all evacuated the building, and we're still out here. I think it's now probably, as I understand the timeline here, it was about 1:26 local time that this struck. And so I don't actually know what time it is right now, but we've been out here for a good 10 minutes.
And yeah, Sarah, I know you're outside, and so I'm inside, so I've just got a couple more details. So it's a magnitude 5.1 off of BC's Sunshine Coast. Okay, so that is the latest details on that. So just tell me a little bit more. So you've said you felt these tremors before, these earthquakes before, but this one felt like the strongest. Can you just describe kind of what was happening in the makeup room as you were feeling it?
I mean, it was just the two of us, and it was a little scary, I'm not going to lie. I think different places are going to have felt it at different degrees. My husband, who's out in Coquitlam, he said he felt it, wasn't sure what it was. He's further away from what we understand the epicenter to be. If it's just outside of Seychelles and the Sunshine Coast, it's also sort of in between Squamish, because I've seen Squamish listed as another point of location here, about I believe 40 K away, so somewhere in between the two of them. So it's going to have been felt hardest in those two places. Horseshoe Bay likely as well, which is where there's a ferry terminal. It'll be interesting to hear and to find out. I mean, 5.1, what, if any, damage there is in downtown Vancouver. The fact that we could feel it as strongly as we did, I'm imagining it was quite strong there. And, I'll just say, if you were in the building where we were, we could certainly feel the shaking. And I've heard in the newsroom, you could see the monitors were moving back and forth. But I'm just going to spin around here a little bit slowly. If you were driving, it seems like you probably didn't feel it. We've got a restaurant just over here to the side of me, and no one's left their lunch. But I... being the Girl Scout that I am, I'm standing in the open air plaza here, as far from any of the large buildings as I can, but it's pretty difficult in downtown. As you can imagine, downtown Toronto, very similar. We have a lot of high rises here, so we look for the area with the most open air, and that's where we're just sort of mustering, if you will, to roll out back in the building.
Smart mustering, I would say. Sarah, thank you. The CBC's Sarah Galashan outside of our Vancouver newsroom.